For the past few years, Samsung has been relying heavily on Qualcomm's Snapdragon chips for its Galaxy S flagships, leading many to believe this was the new standard. However, recent reports suggest that Exynos is far from done, and Samsung is gearing up for its return with the Galaxy S26 lineup. Multiple sources have now confirmed that the Exynos 2600 is making a comeback. A well-known and generally reliable tipster on X has reinforced this claim, stating, "Exynos 2600 is definitely back and will be used in the S26." This aligns with earlier reports that suggested Samsung has been working on improving its tune-in fabrication process to ensure a higher yield rate for its in-house chips. However, there's an interesting twist to this development. While Samsung's efforts to improve Exynos production are well documented, the latest tip claims that chip volume for the Exynos 2600 will be extremely limited. If this turns out to be true, it could result in a situation similar to what happened with the Exynos 990. Back then, Samsung divided its flagship lineup by region, meaning certain markets received the Snapdragon-powered variants, while others had to settle for the Exynos versions, which were often criticized for lagging behind in performance, efficiency, and thermal management. This raises a big question for the Galaxy S26 series. If the Exynos 2600 follows the same limited production pattern, it could lead to only a select number of markets receiving it, while most others stick with the next-generation Snapdragon chip. It's also possible that Samsung could adopt a strategy where only the Galaxy S26 and S26 Plus come with Exynos in some regions, while the S26 Ultra remains exclusively Snapdragon worldwide. This would create yet another two-tier flagship experience, where certain customers end up with a potentially weaker version of the same device. That being said, it's important to note that Samsung's Exynos lineup has been improving. The Exynos 2400, which was used in the Galaxy S24 in select regions, managed to hold its own against the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in several performance benchmarks. While it wasn't a complete game changer, it showed that Samsung is closing the gap and might soon be able to offer an in-house chip that truly competes at the highest level. If the Exynos 2600 continues this positive trend, the performance difference between the two versions of the Galaxy S26 may not be as drastic as it was in previous years. Production for the Exynos 2600 is expected to begin in the fourth quarter of this year, aligning perfectly with Samsung's typical launch timeline for the Galaxy S series. If all goes according to plan, we should see the Galaxy S26 lineup unveiled in late January or early February next year. With Exynos making a comeback, the big question now is, would you be comfortable getting a Galaxy S26 powered by Exynos, or would you rather stick with Snapdragon? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for more updates. Until next time, peace out.